Manufacturing at a record low. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, I'm Florian Heise and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. I've got my stein of coffee and I thought we would have a look at the first economic data released this year, now that we're in the future, in 2020. And this is the Commonwealth Bank Manufacturing PMI that has just come out at 9 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And 8 AM at the sensible time for the states that don't do daylight saving, like Queensland here. So, manufacturing PMI ends 2019 at a survey record low. I like how Commonwealth Bank, I saw they've got another article all about, windmills and sustainable power. And these things are all manufactured in Germany, guys, all imported over here and it's, assembled here. So, it's not really Australian manufacturing, but I know it's just all marketing. So key findings. December saw a steeper deterioration of Australian manufacturing conditions. The headline PMI was dragged down by survey record falls in both new orders and outputs. Survey record falls. The weakening sales trend led to a further development of spare capacity, which in turn contributed to a fall in employment. Well, there you go. We've seen here when we had a look at the ANZ job advertising that it was trending down. So people were obviously preparing, or they weren't taking on staff because they could see what was coming. Firms also cut back on both purchasing activity and input inventories. Meanwhile, input price inflation eased while output charges rose modestly. So we can see here, and I'll bring it up, we can see the Commonwealth Bank manufacturing PMI is trending down and it's well below 50. 50 is no change to the previous month, so we're at an increasing rate of decline. The headline index from the survey, the seasonally adjusted Commonwealth Bank Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, fell from 49.9 in November to 49.2 in December, indicating the deepest deterioration of manufacturing conditions since the survey history started in May 2016. At 49.7, the average PMI reading for the fourth quarter indicated a first quarterly decline on record. Wow. The headline PMI is a single-figure composite indicator derived from questions on output, new orders, employment, input inventory, and delivery time, and designed to provide a quick snapshot of the performance of the manufacturing economy. And if you're not familiar with these PMI survey guys, they will ask people a series of different questions, and then they will give that a numerical response. Well, essentially, they're asking people a series of questions and seeing if it's better or worse than the previous month. And that's a way to get a trend to see where it's going. So more people are saying that it's worse than last month in the manufacturing sector, fundamentally. So it's a way of getting some insight into how the manufacturing is going. And I know there'll be a lot of people in the comments going, what, Australia has a manufacturing sector? Fake news. We actually do. It's significantly declined. In Melbourne and Sydney, as examples, it's been cut in half. And now those cities are fairly dependent on the finance sector, which is also cutting jobs. But I'm sure everything will be fine, guys. I'm sure everything will be fine. GDP growth, it's just going down. Wage growth is going down. But houses, core logic tells us houses are shooting up back to 1 million. And people are saying that they suspect that's just due to immigration propping it up. Maybe that could be reduced supply because building approvals are down. Maybe that'll prop it up, but it can't go on forever, can it? Maybe it can. Our money will just inflate to nothing then. The manufacturing downturn was led by the steepest rate of decline in new orders in the series history during December. Inflows of new sales fell for a third straight month despite rising exports. This in turn contributed to another fall in backlogs of work, where further evidence of spare capacity dampened hiring. Job shedding was reported for the first time in 3 months, with the rate of decrease the second sharpest seen since the survey began just over 3.5 years ago. Facing lower sales, firms cut production for a fourth month running and at a survey record pace. Facing lower sales, firms cut production for a fourth month running. So we're hearing about job shedding. We're hearing about decreased production, guys. What is this telling us? For the warning signs that we may be heading into a recession in 2020. Decreased output saw companies scaling back on purchasing activities. Input prices fell at a rate not seen since the survey started in May 2016. Reduced buying levels led to a further depletion of input inventories, which also fell at the steepest rate since the survey's history. Post-production stocks were broadly stagnant. So guys, this is not looking very good, is it? It's not looking very good at all. And remember, this is just one part of the economy. It'll flow through to the other parts. You know, the thing here with purchasing activities for these manufacturers, that will feel through to other manufacturers, and eventually that'll go through to their staff, and that will affect the retail sector. So we had you know, good Boxing Day sales, record-breaking Boxing Day sales, but the lead up to Christmas was low. So people did their shopping on the sales days. That was strategic. Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Boxing Day sales. I know we did. We had to make our money stretch as far as possible because, well, I'm frankly worried about what's coming with the economy. So we're in preparing mode, and I'm sure we're not alone. If you look at consumer sentiment, the last data we received, it was trending down. If you look at business confidence, business sentiment, it all aligns with this. And yet we're hearing in the news that it's going to be fantastic. Property's going to shoot up. I just don't get it, guys. Maybe it's just too complex for me to understand. You know, how or maybe I'm just not buying the bullshit anymore because I'm reading all this stuff. I think that's what it is. On the price front, overall cost burdens continued to rise in December, but at a slower pace. Cost increases were often linked to a weak exchange rate, drought-related factors, and suppliers' price hikes. Competition and a challenging operating environment, however, limited the extent to which firms passed on higher costs to customers. So here we have a challenging reduction in profit, really. Reduction in profit margin of these businesses. So we're going to start seeing more. Is that going to tell us that businesses are going to fail, or we're going to see more of them? Output charges rose only modestly and at the slowest rate for 3 months in December. Despite signs of weakening conditions, goods producers were at their most upbeat for 5 months regarding output in the year ahead. Really? Why? Why would they be at their most upbeat? Expectations of improved economic conditions, higher sales predictions, and marketing activity were cited as factors driving growth. Why? Improved economic conditions, what are they basing that on? Higher sales projections. Okay, that's what are they basing this on, guys? I remember when I was working as a student in the Architectural Practice Academy. It was under the Department of Public Works. We kind of like a pretend practice, and we had to generate our own work, and I was the only one there that was going, guys, we've got no work coming up. We need to get more work. I was the only one worried. I went out and tried to get work for us as much as we could. It was a nightmare. No one cared because, well, they had a guaranteed pay because it was a civil servant job. I wasn't suited to that environment. You know, I was not suited to that environment at all. So, and here we have this. So there you go, guys. This is the latest data, PMI data from manufacturing. Not looking good. Contracting faster, a faster rate of decline. Not looking good at all. Let me know what you all think, guys. What do you think is this a sign of how we'll go in the next year? Is this a foreshadowing for the economic activity for 2020? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're a fan of the channel and you'd like to support us produce more content, I have a Patreon where you can make a small monthly donation. We also have Amazon, eBay, and Independent Reserve affiliate links where you can support us at no cost to you. And we sell our very own merchandise, handmade pocket squares, here in the very other side of this sweatshop of a house. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Bye for now.